wish I had somebody to just kind of tell me that it's gonna be okay and we'll figure it out. And I felt so lost. I felt like I was kind of working and living for nothing. That's when I really became at peace with enjoying this process. So basically, the theory that I came up with is that, hello everybody, welcome to another Chats with Megs. It has been quite a little bit since I have filmed one of these, and I have a great conversation for you all today. It's like a big sister chat that I wish I had when I was younger, because it's a topic that I've grown into a lot and I've realized a lot about myself with regard to this topic, but it was something that I felt lost with for so many years, and I really wish that I had somebody that I could talk to about something like this, because I feel like my experience made it really hard on me. But anyways, before we get to that, I just wanted to officially announce that winter is here in Winnipeg. It has been snowing nonstop for the last few days, so I don't know, maybe it'll help me get more into the holiday spirit, but as of right now, I'm missing summer. But let me know in the comments below if you are excited for the holidays this year, or if you're like me and you're like, you know what? Sunshine coming back might not be the worst thing. And if you do like this video, if you do like Chats with Megs, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help to support me and my channel. It lets YouTube know that you are enjoying these kinds of videos, and it allows me to be able to make more of them. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram as well. But without further ado, let's get into the Chats with Megs. As I said, this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart because it's something that I struggled with a lot, and it's a topic of figuring out who you are. Now, this is very loaded. This is like a topic you could talk about for hours, and you can branch off in so many different directions. But basically, the reason I wanted to have this chat is because I finally feel like I'm in a position in my life where I am confident in who I am and the growth that I am making. And I know that this was not the case for me at all for a very long time, and there was like a few years of my life where I was really torn and stressed and felt all this immense pressure to figure out who I was, what my purpose was, what my life was supposed to be, what my job was supposed to be, and all this stuff. And so that really took a toll on me, and I wish I had somebody to just kind of tell me that it's gonna be okay and we'll figure it out. So this is just the chat that I want to have with you all today, and I'm going to kind of share what I did and how I'm able to kind of slowly start putting the pieces together as to like what I'm supposed to be doing, who I really am, and at the end of the day, really just releasing that pressure of I have to have it all figured out. We tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves when we're young, or even like throughout our lives, to figure out what our purpose is, who we're meant to be, what we're meant to be doing. Or there's a lot of pressure put on us either by parents, by society, by family, to have it all figured out. What's your career gonna be? What are you gonna do? What do you wanna do when you grow up? How are you gonna fulfill this? Are you gonna have children? When are you gonna get married? And it's like all this pressure of everyone and yourself trying to basically push and mold you into something that you really don't know what you're gonna be. And I definitely felt this way. Basically, to make it a long story short, I was 17 years old when I graduated high school, which is so young to have to figure out what you want to do with your life. I went to university because I was told that's what I had to do. I had to pay for my own university, which we all know is not cheap whatsoever, and I had to work 2 to 3 part-time jobs while doing a full course load and trying to figure out what I was doing. I couldn't find courses that I enjoyed. Meanwhile, I had to keep paying for things, and it was just this cycle of that for 3 years, and I felt so lost. I felt like I was kind of working and living for nothing, because all of the stuff that I was doing, I didn't feel passionate about, I didn't feel excited about, but I was constantly stressed to get good marks, to figure it out. And eventually I did figure it out. Eventually I did graduate with a degree that I loved. It did take 3 years and a lot of money later, but I did figure it out eventually. I did get a job from that degree, and so I would say ultimately in that regard, like education-wise, it did work out for me in the end. But I remember for those 3 years when I was a young adult, I was trying to figure out my life, who I was. I constantly felt pressured and stressed because I didn't know who I was. And then I kind of, again, went through that when I started sharing my story online. I realized how much I loved doing what I was doing, and then I'm like, am I even doing the right thing with my life? Is this something that I should put more effort into, or is this something that's just a temporary thing? So I definitely know what it's like to have those feelings of, am I doing the right thing? What am I doing? How do I figure out what I want to do? And in the last year, I've definitely felt like I've had a lot of time to reflect and think, and I've definitely put a lot of effort into realizing who I want to be, what I want to do, and kind of slowly start molding into it. So basically, the theory that I came up with is that we don't have one single purpose, and we don't have one single word or like personality that describes who we truly are. I think that throughout our life, we change so much and we grow, and that depends on a lot of things that we can change ourselves, but a lot of things that are out of our control. Sometimes things in life just happen and it changes us, and that's just kind of how it is. So I think that there's no one definition of who we are, and who I was 5 years ago certainly is not the person I am today, and is certainly not going to be the person that I will be 5 years from now. I think that's the beautiful thing, and once I accepted that we are always changing and growing, and we are a constant work in progress, we're constantly working on figuring out who we are, I think that's when I really became at peace with enjoying this process of growing and changing and learning, rather than being stressed and thinking that, you know, I'm running out of time or I'm taking too long, because that's not the reality of it. And I'm not even talking in the sense of like children and family and career, because that's where our mind usually goes, but even just finding your purpose, finding hobbies that you love, finding things that you love to do. It's not a set timeline. Everyone has a different version of it, and sometimes we prioritize one aspect of our life and of our happiness and of our success over another. But accepting the fact that it's a forever process, and you're kind of always growing, and that's the beautiful part about life. That's what keeps it interesting. That's what keeps it fun, is really what makes you love the process and enjoy being more present and enjoy your life more, rather than constantly scrambling to become that version of yourself that you think will ultimately make you happy and will make you feel like you've figured it all out. So now I want to share kind of the steps of what helped me get here in the last year, because it wasn't just like an overnight thing. It was a lot of realizing, a lot of thinking, and then one day I kind of just thought to myself like, wow, I'm truly making steps into becoming who I want to be, into making my life kind of be what I want it to be. And I am so much older, and I'm not saying that age plays a factor in it, but I remember being that stressed out 17, 18-year-old girl, wondering whether I'd ever figure it out or whether I'd ever truly be happy. And it does take time. It does take going through things, time, effort, you know, taking a bunch of L's and then having some W's and then having some more L's. And so I think that I had to go through the things that I went through to get to this point in my life, and I'm happy that I'm here now. So here are kind of the things over the last year that have helped me get there. I think the first one is to surround yourself with people that support you. There's this saying, I'm not going to say this word for sure, but it's basically like you are a sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with, or like you are a mix of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with positive, happy, upbeat people, that's kind of the traits that you will take from them, and that's kind of how you will be in life. If you are around people that are negative, unhealthy habits, you know, they're doing not the greatest things, that's kind of how you're gonna be. And as much as we hate to admit it to ourselves, it's true. If you think about the 5 closest people in your life, do you have traits, or do you see yourself having behaviors, habits, things that are similar to theirs? And this is why it's super important to surround yourself with people who support you and who are going to motivate you in that journey of figuring it out, of, you know, being able to mess up, being able to try different things out and have your back no matter what. I think this is especially important in a partner, because our partners are usually the people that we are the closest with. And I am so unbelievably lucky, forever grateful for my partner. He is amazing. He has my back no matter what. All my crazy decisions, all my crazy ideas, he supports me, and he wants me to be happy more than anything else. And I think that's such an important thing. It's not, he wants me to be successful. He wants me to, you know, have what I want to have in life, but at most he wants me to be happy. And he knows that when I'm happy, I will get to the success and I will get to the other things that I want to achieve. But if you're not happy, then you won't get there. So I think surrounding yourself with people that make you feel like you are confident in yourself, that make you feel supported, that make you feel loved, like they're going to be there for you no matter what, rather than judge you and constantly make you second guess yourself and doubt yourself, is so important. And it doesn't have to just be a partner. It can be, you know, your family, your friends, whoever you surround yourself with. The people that you choose to be the closest with are the people that are going to have the biggest impact on you. So it's pretty important to make sure that those people are people that are going to have your best interest at heart, and you have theirs at heart as well. The second is to do the inner work. This is the uncomfortable, weird, awkward part, because you have to sit there and really think about, what am I doing that's stopping me? What am I doing that I could change, that I could do better, that I could do differently? Or what am I doing that's actually making me super happy, and how can I do more of that in my life? it's really about inner work. There are so many like bad habits that I caught myself having that were really stopping me and like creating basically a roadblock for me to get to where I wanted to go, and for me to be able to take those next steps and those leaps of faith to be able to be happy. And this is so many different aspects in life that can be those roadblocks, and it's really up to you to sit down and actually think about it. And this was for me like 2 years of like constant thinking of little aspects, like I said, that were getting in the way, or that I had just limiting beliefs within myself that were just all in my head, of me thinking I couldn't do it, or me thinking that, you know, it's not easy, or it's not doable, because that's not true. At the end of the day, everything's doable. It's just you have to believe in yourself enough that you can do it. So doing the inner work, whatever that means for you. If you would like more kind of info and guidance about what I mean by doing the inner work, leave me a comment below. I can maybe make a separate video about that, or a blog post or something about kind of how I went through the steps of the inner work to get that confidence and break those stupid barriers of I'm not good enough and I can't do it, and I can't do it because this, because excuses are really what's gonna get you down. Next is to not be scared of disappointing others. I think a lot of the times the things that we do and or don't do are because we're afraid of what others are gonna think, of what others are gonna say, of how they're gonna feel about it. And I think at the end of the day, when you realize that putting your own happiness and well-being first rather than somebody else's, that's when you're going to truly become happy and make the steps. If people love you and support you like they say they do, then they'll understand that you need to put yourself first in order to be the best version of yourself for them, for your job, for your family, for everything else. So that for me was huge, because there was lots of people I was afraid of disappointing, but then I realized that that sucked me into this hole of doing things for others, not necessarily for myself. And at the end of the day, I wasn't happy, and I was stressed because I wasn't happy, but then I was scared of making sure that I performed to make those people happy. And so you really have to just put your happiness in the first place, and others after that. It's hard and it's difficult to do, and you might have to have some hard conversations with people, because people will not necessarily be happy and accepting, especially if they are used to, you know, you making them happy first. But something that's super important to learn. And the last one is really just, you will be scared. You will be scared, there will be fear, there will be risks involved in life, but you have to take risks in order to become your happiest version, to try new things. Life is all about adventure and trying new things. Obviously, when I'm talking about risks, there is a certain like boundary and level that obviously you will discover for yourself, and I'm not just saying drop everything and try something completely new that you have absolutely no idea will work out. No, it's all about taking, as Alex always tells me, calculated risks, where you're taking a risk, but you kind of have it planned out to the best of your abilities, you have a backup plan, you have, you know, just things set in place that should it not work out, it's gonna be okay. But at the end of the day, you have to take risks, you have to try new things, you have to put yourself out there. A lot of the times, the fear that we have is all in our heads. The fear that we have of something not working out, of us failing, it's a lot of just in our heads that we're scaring ourselves and we're psyching ourselves out. And at the end of the day, once you go through with it, it's okay. And I'm sure a lot of us have had situations like that in our lives, where we've been so scared, so psyched out, and then we went through with it and it was scary in the moment, but then when we came out on the other end, we realized it wasn't that bad, or you know what, it was actually good, and I'm glad I did it. So having fear is totally normal. I'm scared of so many things I try in life, but I want to try them enough that sometimes taking calculated risk is probably the best thing. So whether you're taking baby steps in any direction, heck, even watching this video today and being aware and just kind of letting yourself feel okay and accepted that you don't have it all figured out, that you don't know what you're doing and you don't know who you are, but knowing that you're slowly making those steps, those progress steps, and just looking at different aspects of your life. What do you like? What do you dislike? Take things and try different routes. What can you do to make sure that you're happy and healthy every single day, but that you're also, you know, making money and stuff? It's hard, it's a big topic, but it's one that's definitely so totally possible. You can live your dream life absolutely 100%. It just requires a lot of hard work that can be challenging, risky, scary, and awkward, but it has to be done. The truth is, we're always going to be learning, we're always going to be working to figure something out. We're never just going to have a problem-free plate in front of us. There's always going to be something. But the fact that we are constantly working and trying and figuring it out and moving forward is already so much. Even if we don't feel like we totally have it figured out, like I said, I don't think we ever will. I think we're always going to constantly be working and changing, and that's the beautiful thing about life. That's what keeps life exciting. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are feeling like you're stuck or lost or you haven't found your purpose in life, trust me, I felt that way, and it's just all about accepting that we're gonna be forever growing and changing, and so don't give up on yourself. You've got this, you'll be able to do it. And if you have any thoughts or comments about it, I'd love to hear them. Let me know in the comments below. You can always email me. My email is also in the description box. So thank you so much for watching. Know yourself, know your body, and until next time.